let's also talk about technology a little bit, right? It's so cool to get up, if the inspector shows up 15 minutes early and I'm not there yet, first thing he's doing is getting the drone out, looking at the flat roof, and which is
Mhm.
awesome. But
Mhm.
we have drones now, we have new technological changes. Can you talk about how some of that has just made life more efficient in this space?
Well, having just recently bought out this company, I had the fortune of going back and looking at the archives and acquiring everything that came with it. Our original reports were on carbon copy paper, no photos whatsoever, and so that alone has come so long because now the reports have video in them. The amount of detail that goes into it, but now technology is allowing us to get thermal imaging shots in the home. We can now look at moisture behind walls, or we can use certain widgets and apps to find piping behind walls and things like that. Technology is evolving so rapidly that the way our inspection reports are produced today will be different in 2 to 3 years from now because AI is now evolving so rapidly. I think I'm waiting to get my hands on a pair of those new Apple goggles that were just released about 2 months ago because that I think is where the evolution of this inspection thing's going. 360 photos. Look at the Matterport product that's out there and what that's doing for realtors and stitching the home together. Now this software we could put a camera in the room and it can auto detect these defects. And that's really where it's going is just to use technologies to start gathering that data and start compiling that data to make useful decisions or help the homeowner make useful decisions of what needs to happen. There's so much out there, so much information out there. People get lost behind HGTV and YouTube. They need to start looking at the data. And that's really what we're there to do is collect the data and use technology to do that. So whether it's thermal cameras, drones, the latest iPhone, I think the iPhone is the most powerful tool in any home inspector's pocket. Whether it's an iPhone or an Android device, that's the most powerful tool, even more so than a standalone thermal camera, because you can use that to take thermal imaging camera images. We can use our iPhones to get the photos from the drone. We can use our iPhones to check temperature. We can do so much with that. So technology is evolving rapidly, and any inspector that shows up and does not use the tools in their bag is kind of foolish. If they're just using their noggin, that's great. But the tools give us such an edge as to what's going on. It can really give us precise answers in short notice.
Well, in an industry that's full of mom and pop operations, how is that leaning out, the competition, I guess? How have you seen that with everybody?
It, you're absolutely right, Mark. There's a lot of one man shops or mom and pop shops in this industry, and they are a little older. And that generation is not as apt to change, especially when it comes to technology. Even for myself, who's younger compared to the industry, I'm finding that it's evolving so rapidly that I'm even having a hard time keeping up with some of the changes. And so, if you're not, the real estate industry absolutely is, and if they are, you have to, otherwise you will be left behind. It's great you have all the information in your head, but you have to have the tools and the technology, and you have to start adapting because that's what these younger buyers and sellers are looking for. These investors are smart and have the technology already, and instead of wasting time writing things or emailing things, it needs to be instantaneous. You as a realtor want to move fast. We have a short amount of time in Illinois to get things done under attorney review period. So we have to get data and make quick decisions with it. And technology is going to help us do that. And if we don't embrace that, then you're not going to have a good book of business in the future.